That's what I get for eating before I decide to actually make this. Oh. Hello everybody, and welcome to the Pasky Plays channel. I'm Pasky, and today I'm just gonna give, let me clue you in. I was trying to actually write a review, to try and make it a sort of category kind of thing, for the Sonic movie, but yeah, I had a lot going on. I've been on paracetamol. Well, yeah, paracetamol, antibiotics, all them. I had a ear infection in both years, and it was very awkward and very hard work to actually do anything. I've also been shopping today, so I'm very, very tired, boy. So I just thought instead we're just gonna do it like this. Make it easier on me, and just to make it easier on everything. So, Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. Was it a good movie? Yeah. Went fantastic. Went mind-blowing. It weren't like an Avengers or something, but it was a good origin story. Even though a lot of people are like, they don't like the integration of humans, I like the fact that they've done it this way, because that shows where Eggman, or Robotnik, came from, and how he got to the different world in the first place. Because otherwise, where the hell would Eggman come from? Yeah, it was very fun. It had a lot of decent humor in it. Some of it was very... you all know exactly what I'm talking about, what that was, but at the same time, it's made for kids. At the end of the day, this film is mainly for the kids. Yeah, it had a few little bits and bobs for us older fans to go, yeah, cool, but generally it's made for children, It's not made for us, really, it weren't really made for us. It was to some degree, but it wasn't to some degree, it's a weird balance, basically. Sorry, I can't keep my hands my hands keep going everywhere. Yeah, so it was a good movie. It had a lot of heart. I liked the depth they gave to Sonic's character, that he's not completely arrogant all the time, and that he actually, he feels more than just, oh, I've got to save the world. It's just, he just wants to be friends with people, which I can relate to very well. It's difficult for me to make friends usually, due to what I have wrong with me. If you're wondering, it's Asperger's syndrome. Yeah, so it's difficult for me to make friends. I have a lot of depression and things, so I do relate to the character in that sense, but I like the excitement that Sonic has about wanting to explore the world, wanting to just experience everything, He wants to experience everything, but he thinks he hasn't got the time to do it. So, I think it's a good movie. I'm trying not to spoil things, see. The chemistry between the humans and Sonic was quite cute. Sort of like a foster family for Sonic, Yeah, a little foster family that he, became a part of it, Sorry, I know, that didn't even make sense in my own head. But yeah, it's a fun movie. It's got lots of heart. Jim Carrey is Jim Carrey. I mean, let's be honest, if you actually read up the story to Sonic 1, there's not much to fucking work with, He is a blank character, basically, The only thing we know about him is that he's evil, Like, this is another movie. This is the games I'm talking about now. He's evil. He captures animals. And he makes robots. And he doesn't like a blue hedgehog. I mean, you know, when people are like, and I've noticed this, people were saying like, oh, you know, he's not the one I grew up with or whatever. That's because you're not thinking of the same Robotnik from Sonic 1. He has no real origin of where he came from, what his motivation was in the first place. So, in a way, Jim Carrey giving him that giving him that sort of character to give him that sort of motivation kind of works. And he said in plenty of interviews what that motivation really is. Robotnik is basically the child who never had a childhood. You know? He was too smart for everybody, but he was also pushed around to the point where he became psychotic. He's basically the Joker in some way. Not as sophisticated as the Joker, I would say. I mean, at the beginning, he sort of had a bit of sophistication to him, but then grew madder and madder as the film went on, which I thought was perfect for an origin story. And I think I was watching some Call Me Johnny and some Procrastination Stations and Tales Channel's reviews. They do, and this is their words as well, they do set up a lot for the sequels, which, you know, makes sense. In what they're trying to do, they're trying to let Sonic have his journey so that he can become the Sonic that we know. You know? You can't just expect... In some ways, you can't just expect the character to be the character without some sort of context of how he became that character. And this movie is that context, while hopefully the sequel will sort of give him that, you know, will give us that Sonic that we all know. You know? In a way, I was kind of disappointed that they rushed over a couple of things at the beginning. But, at the same time, that is also setting up for the sequel. If you think about it, they're trying to make it so that then there's lots of potential plot points. They didn't want to just make it one movie and wrap it up in a nice bow. They wanted to make it a series of movies, as you can tell by the way they told the story. And I think they did it. God, sorry, sometimes my tongue just doesn't work. I'm gonna have a drink. And well, I think they did a good job at doing that. I think they did a good job at setting up for what will come. You know? They didn't hang on to things for too long, except for the main drive of the plot, and that being Sonic and Robotnik meeting, because that is for later. It's not for now. It's kind of like how, I don't know, how Kingdom Hearts did it, really. Where they kind of tried to wrap it up in a bow, but they went, bang. This is going on in the back. Oh, wait, you didn't notice that? We'll tell you more about that next time. You know? I think it's better the way they're doing it, to be honest. Ben Schwartz, by the way, my favorite duck. The dewiest of the doodoms. Oh, because you gotta dewy it. Yeah, I loved him. I thought he was perfect as a Sonic. I don't think he's quite got everything when it comes to his the way that he's done it, but I think that kind of suits the story because you're trying to build the character ready for the sequel. It's kind of like how, well, coincidence, let's talk about Fast and Furious in that sense. It's kind of like how in the first movie, you know, Dom and Paul didn't, you know, they had to grow together to work together. And yeah, I know that. I know. By the way, I loved the Vin Diesel joke. Beautiful. I'm glad they slipped that in, because if they didn't, I'd just be like, wasted opportunity, how dares. But yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie. I'd give it a 7.5, solid 8, maybe. Maybe in between them. You know. 7.7 and a half then. Is that half of... Is this thing just like flickering all the fucking time? Look at that. I'll go back. Are you gonna flicker? I'm looking at the screen right now, so let me just... Yeah, it's still flickering. But anyways, yeah, at the moment the camera... Look, even as... This camera's fucked. That's two cameras now that are... I gotta look away from that. Sorry for the flickering. Yeah. Like I said, it sets up a lot for the sequels. I enjoy that idea because I want to see more out of it. They made it so that we wanted to see more, and it worked. I know plenty of people who don't even like video games and video game movies who are telling me this is a really good movie. So, you've succeeded, Paramount. You did it. Like, if you kept Hedgehog or Phenonic or just Bootleg Sonic. We'll just call him Bootleg Sonic from now on. Bootleg Sonic. If you kept his design, I don't think it would have worked. It wouldn't have been as charming. We wouldn't have found the characters cute. So maybe this will pave the way when it comes to other video game movies. Maybe a lot of people have been a bit thingy about the movie. Like what was it? Sam was looking at some reviewer who was saying like, asking stupid questions like, if Longclaw is looking after him, is he part owl and shit like that? Which is a fucking dumb question for one, sir. And two, they already said in the movie that she is like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is not fucking Luke Skywalker's father, is it? Do you see my point? Anyways, yeah, like I said, it's a good movie. It's simple, easy to digest, fun. You know? It's a better written concept of this kind of movie. And it sets up for the sequel. Just here's a few pointers, which these are things to avoid, Paramount. 1, we don't need Sonic doing a musical. 2, we don't need him starting a band. 3, we don't need like Tom to just become Dave from Alvin and the Chipmunks, just being like, Sonic! Oh, that's Sonic. Oh, he's a brat sometimes. You know, we don't need that either. You know, let's cut that, right? They could be like parents, but don't make them like that kind of parent. The stereotypical, oh, my kids are so horrible. Yeah. Have I got any predictions for the next movie? I'm thinking this is what's gonna happen. This is one of my thoughts is on how the movie will begin. Tom and his other half there'll be a baby on the way. And Sonic will be one of those things where he feels, I get the feeling it's going to be, I don't feel like I belong with these anymore. And then it's going to be more about him growing, not apart from them, but growing to be independent of them. While still maybe living there or whatever, you know? I hope to God that you don't go through, you know, like, oh, it's sad all the way through the fucking movie this time. Maybe when Tails comes along, maybe it's just more the case of maybe they build a house near the area. You know, I mean, Tails is tech. He's a tech guy. He's gonna be able to build a fucking house at least. Well, then again, I'm a tech guy and I don't know how to fucking... Oh god, that flickering. I don't even know how to drill through wood without doing it wrong. So... But, yeah. I don't want you to focus on Sonic being sad and being like, oh, there's a baby on the way. Now all the attention's gone from me. I don't want that all the way through. Maybe the first 20 minutes, we can have that little arc of him just being like, okay, this is happening. Then jump into the main plot. You know, it's like... And then at the end, then, you know, maybe... Towards the end, as a sort of like Sonic, I'm not gonna go into like a main plot, but just this is my prediction for the beginning and the end sort of thing. At the end, maybe then it's just all of them in the same room as each other. She's giving birth, obviously. She's got the baby in her arms, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, she's so cute!" And then the camera pans away, and who's in the trees? Knock knock. It Knuckles. Or even if he just knocks the door. If Knuckles knocks the door, like, knock, knock, that would be beautiful. Beautiful. But, yeah. So, you know, I couldn't really put in an actual plot of how Jim Carrey would come back or whatever. Maybe, you know, I couldn't, or what the main thing is, but I get the feeling you're gonna do this other little plot. Just make that a little plot. Don't make it the main focus of the plot, you know? I mean, maybe Tom gets kidnapped by Robotnik. And then it's up to Tails and Sonic working together to get him back. She's too thin and pregnant to even get around, yada yada, blah blah blah. So then they go and fight. Maybe the Chaos Emeralds are introduced. Maybe the 6 Chaos Emeralds are introduced in this one. And then the 7th one is introduced through Knuckles because he has it, because that Chaos Emerald was on their world rather than on this one. See? I'm just trying to make a fucking crappy prediction now. Crappy predictions with Pasky Blaze. If you need crappy predictions, come here. I have many. So many, in fact, that you wouldn't believe. Alright then. Well, that, I know, is not a really good video. It's quite late for me. Well, not late, but so late I haven't really had sleep. I mean, you don't want to... Let's just show you. Look at these bags in my eyes, dude. I can't even feel. My eyes hurt. So yeah, enjoy yourselves. Go and see the movie. The movie is fun. As I said, kids will enjoy it, adults will enjoy it, and people who like Sonic or know of Sonic will enjoy it just for that. And people will enjoy it. If you like Jim Carrey, you'll enjoy it as well. If you don't like Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, I wouldn't say that he's Ace Ventura in it or Dumb and Dumber in it. It's more of a Ace Ventura but brought down a tad, because, you know, he gets crazy as he goes along, you know? And he still hasn't quite reached the full potential of the egghead that we all know. Oh, Jesus. Okay then. I shall see you all in the next video. Enjoy yourselves. Bye. I still hate doing that. Why do I do that? I do that fucking salute thing every time.